Xiaomi Mi A2 is the successor to the last year's Mi A1. Let's now see together what the mid-ranger from Xiaomi is capable of this time. Xiaomi Mi A2 is the successor to the legendary Mi A1. Let's find out together what all of its improvements are. Mi A1 is a great device with its low price and excellent specifications, and it was widely regarded as one of the best buy mid-rangers last year. This year's Mi A2 brings some changes in the design and specifications. The chipset is improved, the screen is bigger, cameras are better, selfie camera in particular, but more on that a little bit later. Inside the factory box, we can find standard user manuals, a charging adapter, Type-C cable, Type-C to 3.5mm adapter, a SIM tray tool, and a gel case. Let's jump into a little bit more details and see all the improvements together. A tall 18:9 aspect ratio display has become standard in all new Xiaomi devices, and is the case with this phone as well. When you first look at it, everything on the display looks amazing and crystal clear. This is a 5.99-inch 1080p HD panel with 403 pixels per inch. Still, once you use the device for a moment, you notice that the visibility on the sunlight is subpar, which makes the user experience suffer. Settings don't offer options to adjust color temperature. Basically, what you see is what you get. As we've said at the beginning, there's a new chipset inside this device. The old but definitely not bad Snapdragon 625 is now replaced with the Snapdragon 660, which also has an upgraded GPU, from Adreno 506 to Adreno 512. Mi A2 comes in several memory configurations, with either 4GB of RAM and 32 or 64GB of internal storage, or 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. When it comes to performances of this phone, we only have nice words to say about it, since it didn't show any weaknesses at all. Everything that we could expect from a mid-ranger is here. The games maintain stable frame rate, while menu navigation, screen transitions, and other similar things work perfectly smoothly. Another great feature that we have to mention is the main speaker, that is exceptionally loud, one of the loudest that we've had a chance to see. Sound quality is not flawless, but taking into account how loud it is, it's still more than decent. This phone is an Android One phone, meaning that it will get all software updates as soon as Google releases them. Out of the box, the device comes with Android 8.1 Oreo pre-installed. We must admit that it was awkward to see a Xiaomi device without MIUI, but we also loved the pure Android experience. On the rear, there is a double camera setup, one of which is a 12-megapixel sensor while the other is a 20-megapixel sensor that will enhance the brightness of nighttime photos. The front-facing camera also received improvements, so instead of 5, we see an incredible 20-megapixel sensor, as well as a front-facing flash. Photos made by the main camera all look amazing with vivid colors and a lot of details. HDR mode does a great job, even further enhancing the sharpness despite it not being its primary job. But hey, it improves the photos nonetheless, so there's nothing to complain about. Nighttime photos look very good and the dual camera setup really shines here. The portrait mode in the camera interface is also available and the subjects look very natural without sharp edges. When it comes to the front-facing camera, things remain the same as on the rear. Amazing details thanks to a great sensor with not too much noise in shadows. Apart from this, great news is that there is a portrait mode in the front-facing camera as well, and it also works amazingly. Now, video mode. The quality of recorded details is very good, especially in 4K resolution at 30 FPS. An update that enabled 1080p videos at 60 FPS recently came, and it's now possible to do so. However, there's still the same problem regarding capturing the sound during video recording. We're starting to lose hope that this problem will ever be solved. We can say a lot of nice things about the connectivity options in this device, but a mistake was made in terms of removing the 3.5mm headphone port. If this was a flagship, we'd get over it more easily, but we think that every mid-ranger needs to have a 3.5mm port. The lack thereof is somewhat supplemented with the use of a dongle, at least for now. When it comes to the SIM cards, the phone supports 2 nano SIM cards but without a hybrid slot, which means that you'll have to settle for however much internal storage you get. There's nowhere to put a microSD card. This phone has dual band Wi-Fi antenna, Bluetooth of version 5.0, and on the top there's the Xiaomi signature IR blaster. The Mi A2 has a 3000 mAh battery, which is only by 80 mAh smaller compared to the A1. Almost the same battery, however, the A2 performs slightly worse in terms of battery life. We ended up with around 5.5 hours of screen on time with brightness set to around 60% while gaming and watching YouTube videos. Factory charger is equipped with Quick Charge 3.0 technology. In 30 minutes, the phone will charge up to 37%, and a full charge will take around 1 hour and 45 minutes. Xiaomi Mi A2 is really a good phone. While it's true that the A1 was a revolutionary device because up to then we couldn't see such a good phone for that little money, the second version follows its footsteps closely. With the price of only 220 euros, we think that this phone proved itself in terms of performance, cameras, and battery life. Do you like the Xiaomi Mi A2? We'd like to hear your opinion in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions or you would like some other devices being reviewed, let us know either here or on our Facebook page. If you like this review, like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, as we're working hard on new material for you.